Up, Not Growing Old podcast.
We might never change the world, at least we've had our say.
Real talk about movies, music, politics, race, and religion.
Growing up, not growing old, the feeling is still the same.
Live from New York. It's the Growing Up, Not Growing Old podcast.
Wow.
It's the Gungo.
I used to watch
Growing up,
fucking
not growing old.
all the time. I used to watch Carson.
He was the best, Johnny Carson. We didn't realize what we fucking had until he's gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and if you go
Who
back
took
and
him
watch,
off? Leno?
yeah, Leno took over for him. But actually, it was supposed to be Joan Rivers at first, but then
Oh yeah.
yo,
She
Joan
did have a
Rivers-
show though.
That's why she
The
didn't get the
Beastie
Tonight
Boys
Show.
were on there.
That's why she didn't get the Tonight Show because Johnny was pissed about that.
Really? Look at that. I believe
Yo.
it. They're all cunts, these bastards.
He felt like she stabbed him in the back by taking a show with whoever, Fox or whoever the fuck. And
You know
then
what?
eventually Leno got it.
No loyalty. He's got a fucking point there, Johnny.
Yeah, and she would have been fucking on top of the world with the Tonight Show.
Yeah, but you know what? She fucking pretty much did anyway, right?
I don't know.
As far
Red
as I'm
carpet
concerned-
on E?
No, but I mean, like, she wasn't eating fucking cat food out of a can. You know what I mean?
Starkist?
Withering away to fucking nothing. You want to laugh? I used to fuck. I'm not gonna say no names, but what's her name from Gilligan's Island? Not Marianne. The fucking Ginger. Yeah, I ran into her, and she was living in this fucking nice apartment in the city. And I'm not gonna say how I ran into her or anything like that, but she looked fucking scary, bro.
Really?
Yeah, like and I was like, yo, and at first I seen the shit on the walls, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, yeah. And then I was just like, she was like trying to lead on to what she was into. Meanwhile, I'm not saying nothing because I don't want to hear the fucking stories.
Did you know it was her?
Yeah. It was hard not to. There's big fucking pictures. She's such an egomaniac narcissist. There's pictures of herself all over the fucking place. Like trying to play that. But she had the worst chop botch. Speaking of Joan Rivers, fucking plastic surgery was, man, it was hard to look at her, to be honest. But
Poor
I
Ginger.
felt bad though. You know, poor Ginger. People think like, you know, oh, you're on the hit show, you're this, that, you're fucking rich, you're this, you're that.
Not so much.
Fucking Ginger snacking on catfish, bro. She's eating cat food.
She's eating fucking
No, I don't mean to
Starkist
laugh,
on
but-
rye.
Exactly, and she should be happy she got that.
Yeah. And you know what's even worse for Ginger? Over the years, people was on the Marianne fucking train now. People say, fuck
well,
Ginger. Everyone's Marianne.
Yeah, you know, but she was like in the grand scheme, she was like the natural one, like, you know, and the movie star, obviously. But it seems, I mean, I don't know this woman, but she might have taken that part a little too far and for a little too long. You know what I mean?
You ever see that show, Succession?
No, what's that about?
All right. Well, anyway, it's going to be a weird reference that you haven't seen it, but there's an actor on that show, right? He plays an American, but he's British in real life. And I heard an interview with him in real life, and he sounds just like Thurston Howell. Like fucking dead on Thurston Howell the third.
It's like fucking, yeah, it's the big chins on the Family Guy. And that fucking thing just keeps getting, and the more it's going, the chin just keeps protruding.
Those dudes are fucking
Wow.
sick, those dudes.
So he was all about that fucking Thurston Howell. When you said Thurston Howell, I'm thinking the Puerto Rican. I'm thinking fucking Thurston Howell the third.
What,
Big
is he
Vic
rapping
Lowe.
or something?
Yeah. You never heard of Thurston Howell?
No, I thought the same thing. Like, when I hear that name, I go there. Before I go to Gilligan's Island, I go to him, which is so strange.
Right? Because he repopularized that. He blew it back up for him.
Speaking of blowing up, you're in like a garage. It looks like the size of my house, bro. What are you upgrading? Holy shit!
Yeah, but I'm back. I'm in the garage. I'm out. I'm trying to turn this into a fucking studio, maybe, but I'm getting the studio out back. I got fucking 7 acres. I'm rumbling around over here, enjoying, bro.
So tell
It's
me what
fucking
happened.
This is
Tell me a story.
what happened. The story was that was the fucking city's finished, bro. You can't afford. I mean, at least I couldn't fucking afford nothing. You know what I mean? We were looking at Jersey. We were looking to find even that, bro. Ever since the whole fucking scamdemic, bro, that really like fucking
Yeah.
destroyed a lot of things on so many different levels. But the housing market was just getting fucking worse. And I mean, we're bidding $500,000. We're going into the 6-7s. Like, what are we doing? We can have property anyway. I'm like, yo, listen, we have the right opportunity. Let's fucking seize that and fucking go and we'll build what we can't find or because it was just years of turning shit down or we see something we half kind of like, get outbid for. Like, you know what? Enough of that shit. So we moved closer to my wife's family, and it's just like night and day, bro. The stress levels have just like left the wizzy the wazzy into the fucking like this smoke from just. I mean, it's done wonders for my my rage.
Are you rural?
Yeah, very.
Suburbs?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
rural.
3.5. I'm 3.5 hours out of the city, almost 4.
Oh, all right, yeah. Oh, I don't even know. Give me like an area, like, is it like Newburgh?
I'm no, I'm all the way up by Binghamton, New York, by the university.
Good. I know exactly what it is then. Yeah, all right, good. That's a good reference. I know Binghamton.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful, bro. It's just, and we're close to the family. Like, I'm the only one that was left in Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah.
But it was nothing really for me. And, a couple of the friends, that are still down there and holding it down, Caves, Adam and them. But other than that, like, like my wife's family, everybody pretty much was gone, out of the Brooklyn area. So we were just like,
Yeah.
our time has come. We want to go and enjoy our home, the shit we worked so hard for,
Yeah,
want to
right.
enjoy it before I'm dead. I'm not staying no slave in the fucking city. Fuck that.
You got any
Hell no.
toys? Any big boy toys?
Not yet. Not yet. We just moved here not too long ago, last year, end of last year. So we're kind of like settling in. We got a lot more shit we got to do. We got to get the deck, and we got to, I got to get my. I opted out of a basement. I got so much property. I want to have like a big like luxury studio kind of.
Yeah.
I want to really film all kinds of shit out here, like my own little mini studio. You know
For
what
sure.
I mean?
That's what's up.
And now
yeah.
that we got things going on between with Caves and the Brooklyn Dream Project over at the Brooklyn Pop. I'm sure you saw that.
Yeah, you know what? Do me a favor. Introduce yourself, because we started the show, so I'm gonna get up and get a drink. Just tell the motherfucker who you are. I mean, you need no introduction,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, go ahead. This is the kid Paulie Nugent, a.k.a. Paul Nugent, from the Lords of Brooklyn, Dead Rabbits, Skunk Records, all kinds of music, movies are coming back. I was in the Bronx there. I did a bunch of shit. A lot of music though in between that time. But I'm getting back into the acting arena. Caves is doing a thing called a Brooklyn Dream at the Brooklyn Pop. Excuse me, it's a little tongue twister there, but I'm sure if you follow on my Instagram, you can see we did like 4 shows already. It's an open exhibit now too. Yeah, I want everybody to understand too, like it's an open exhibit. So what that means is you could roll up there at like 12 in the afternoon, 3 in the afternoon, evening after dinner and see the sets what Caves did with an 11,000 square foot area. He really built so much of Brooklyn pop culture and all the shit that connects to us with the Lords of Brooklyn and just everybody from by like the Gleason thing. I'm doing Jackie Gleason, but it's almost it's when I don't want to give too much away, but it's like Cage's grandfather was he was a bus driver, and he drove along the Jackie Gleason route. So, of course, everybody knows Jackie Gleason, one of the most famous bus drivers in the world, obviously, Ralph Brandon.
Yep.
So it's genius how Caves wrote it into his grandfather and into Jackie Gleason, and I come out doing Jackie Gleason, basically, but it's kind of me. You know what I mean? It's me with Jackie,
Yeah.
but it's, and I just took one of the Jackie monologues, some shit that he would say, like, he's always on that big dream and say, listen, pal, we got 3,000 of these fucking things laying around.
He's always trying to
We
get
gotta
rich quick.
Right, exactly. So I kind of did a little bit of that, because if anybody knows me, I'm the furthest thing from that. I always take the fucking hard road, but no shoes on fucking glass and rocks. I have my fucking test to do it. I got to do it the wrong way, always, right? But it's sick. The sets that he built Sal's Pizzeria from Do the Right Thing, and the great Nicky Petito and Mark McNeil Jr. They play Sal and Mookie, and it ties into the song "Fight the Power." You got to come down and see the Brooklyn Pop. It's at Industry City. It's at 254 36th Street, Brooklyn, New York. The next one's coming up on March 29th. So write that down, kiddos. March 29th at the Brooklyn Pop for a Brooklyn Dream. Because a lot of people, you can go and see the sets as it is, but we make the story come together there's like 20 actors, and Joe D'Onofrio is in it, Al Linney is in it, Mara Kay. There's so many great people, that are involved with the project. You got to see it comes to live only once a month so far. But you can go check out the sets and everything that he built because it's all a memorabilia love letter to Brooklyn. It's pretty fucking sick. And anybody that's like a collector or like you're into like nostalgia, memorabilia, which I am 100%, you got to see that just for that alone. The shit that he was able to collect and keep over the fucking past 35 years or so of him being in it. I got involved through him from way back, especially when it came to music. He's the first one to put me on. So if it all came together, and I'm like, yo, you know what? Third act. Music is music. We could do that all day long. It's especially now what they've done to the fucking art form is just, and with AI and all this shit coming up. I want to get back to like the shit that we used to do. Like it's almost like a bunch of kids like. We put on a show in the backyard, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody, or the basement, put on a show in the basement, Anybody that was like a fucking ham like I was, you know what I'm saying? You would get involved. Like, hey, you don't hear that no more. He's a ham. Come down, do the Jackie Gleason.
That's because everybody's a fucking ham. Everybody's in front of a camera. Everybody wants their 15 minutes. Everybody wants to. I mean, look at us right now. We're on fucking camera.
Shit. Exactly.
And
exactly.
Plus the Mr. Caves, the Brooklyn Pop is done by Brooklyn people, which I think is important to say.
100%.
It's not like people came from Pennsylvania and said, "Oh, look, this is Brooklyn.
No,
we're gonna put on." It's done by Brooklyn people.
100,000%. Him and his wife Donna, Television Media. They're as Brooklyn as he gets. I mean, we're from the same neighborhood. You know what I mean? We're all like they are. They're what the people that fly here, right? They're the originals. They're what the people that fly here aspire to be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and they did an incredible job. I mean, he was telling me about it for a while, and I'm like, I'm sure it's going to be sick, but I had no idea how sick it really is. And I'm not just saying that because I'm involved in it. Because even if I wasn't, I'd be like, wow. So I love all that. If you love nostalgia,
I love that shit, bro. I mean,
this is up your alley.
My boy sent me a video of it. I already seen it, but he sent it to me. So that's like, even like people like I'm hearing it from other people who aren't in Brooklyn, who don't even really have any kind of affiliation with you guys or knowing about it, and sending me videos of it. I've already seen it, and it looks fucking amazing. So it's not just for Brooklyn people, it's for everybody. I mean, it's like Brooklyn history is American history, really. Because Hollywood in LA, New York was Hollywood. Like Brooklyn was Hollywood.
Your first original, the first strides of it all. Any kind of cityscape was New York. Because LA was, no disrespect to them, but now it's fucking burnt to crisp. But the landscape, the architecture was completely different. It wasn't. They've been developing, New York, the five boroughs for that matter, since before the gold rush. You know what I'm saying? And the architecture was completely different. It was mainly Dutch and German architects. Everybody that's where the name comes from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Paulie, let me about that real quick. Have you watched? I'm not changing the subject, but you made me think of something. Have you seen Colin Quinn's New York Story?
Yeah, I love Colin Quinn.
Dude,
yeah.
how great
It's
is that
great.
fucking show, bro?
It's awesome. It's
So
fucking
good.
absolutely awesome. Anybody, Colin, if you're seeing this, we gotta come out to the Brooklyn Pub because it's guys like that understand what this whole thing of the Brooklyn Dream is, a Brooklyn Dream. You know what I mean? And again, it goes back to what I'm saying. Like Hollywood was doing cityscapes that looked like New York City because there was the fucking OK Corral out west.
Yeah,
architecturally. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like everything
the
was
treasure
fucking
of the Sierra Madre. That's what you got.
Right, exactly. You know, so it makes more sense that would look like that. But even still, like even with all of like Hollywood and what's going on and AI and shit like that. I mean, look, there's so much we can get into. Well, who's really behind the money? And nothing gets done without money. I don't give a fuck what they tell you. And he who holds the cards, you know what I mean, dictates the dance. You know what I'm saying? So,
all right, so let's recap.
I just want to see more and more independent people doing it and making it happen because now's the time to do it before it's just a fucking distant memory.
All right, let's recap the Brooklyn Pop. Where is it, and how can people see it right now or in the future?
Well, you can go. I think it's Wednesday to Sunday. You can go and check out.
Okay, good.
The exhibit is at 254 36th Street, Brooklyn, New York. That's Sunset Park, Industry City. Now, March 29th is when a Brooklyn Dream happens. And that's when the story comes to life with all of us, like 15, 20 actors, different sets.
Oh, I missed that.
You understand? Okay. Yeah. So that happens once a month. Like, you can go check out all the memorabilia, 5 times a week. I think from noon to like 8, noon to sometime in the evening. You can go check that out. It's the standing exhibit. But the show is going to be on March 29th, Saturday night.
That's a Saturday.
And they'll have like 5 openings and groups of like 15, 20 or so come around in loops and see the whole story come to life. It's a young Cave talking about how, his grandparents got to Brooklyn. And then it starts from there, and then how his parents got together. And then they had him and his brother and sister. And then what Cage got into as a graffiti writer starting out. And everything in the whole Brooklyn, what we were all inspired by, Do the Right Thing, Public Enemy, all of these things tie into the whole story with everything about Brooklyn, the Crandons, the Barbra Streisands, the Warriors. This is, he hits all the marks. Saturday Night Fever. They have the Lenny sign in there from 18th. It was a little past 18th Avenue under the L. Lenny's Pizzeria. So,
I'm gonna try to get that, but I have work that night, so I might and I might not be able to get there.
Don't worry. One of these days, it's going to be running throughout the summer. So we'll get together, bro. We'll make a trip when I'm down there. We'll go check it out. Because I'll be back and forth in Jersey too with my wife's family for some business that we got down there. So, but yeah, we'll go check that out for sure. And you're gonna see one of the shows. There's gonna be more. There? We've been out here past 4 months. Got up here last October.
Oh, so it's fresh.
Oh, brand new. Like I said, we're not even really fully like settled in yet. There's still more shit to do. Still more shit that we fucking buy.
I know it's like winter time, but have you come across any creatures?
I love it. I love that. Oh, they're all over. I got my neighbors are coyotes. My neighbors are bunny rabbits. I got them all on my prop. I got fucking deer hanging out. Oh, bro, I'll send you the pictures. I got fucking videos.
I want to see a coyote.
Yeah, no, we're up in the mountains, bro. We're like really tucked away.
Wow, that's
so
crazy.
You come for me. I'll see he's coming.
That's That's one of those things, though. As you live up there, you got to get some weapons. You got if you got enough space, you can shoot shit.
I got shit that makes noise. I got shit you won't see coming. I got all.
Get yourself an ATV.
It's all entertainment purposes. Anybody that's listening in, this is all entertainment purposes.
Yeah, of course.
I'm an actor. I'm an action hero. That's why I have all the.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, all right. Yeah, whatever, Ralph.
Alec Baldwin taught me everything I need to know about a firearm. So
That's
I'm
fucked
good.
up.
See his lawyer.
Dude, I don't know how. Well,
Yeah.
I guess I do know how he didn't get charged. You know, they're all in cahoots over there. But that was a fucked up thing because you've been in the business, so you know, like that shit has to go through how many levels
Especially in the
before it
day and
gets to
age.
him?
Never mind that, bro. This day and age, everything's done in post. You put the fucking flashes in, and you know what I mean. You know what I mean? I could point the fucking
finger.
toilet fucking barrel at you. Fucking
Toilet brush.
Exactly. I point a fucking roll of bounty at you. Pop, pop, get the pop. Don't make me get the pop.
You put that shit in post. You put the muzzle flash. You put the blood.
Yeah. Nobody really shooting each other. What are you thinking, Alex?
Plus, fucking.
Unless.
Yeah, unless. I know.
Unless.
There's always the unless.
There's no, you're a conspiracy. Yeah, okay.
And if there's
Sure,
an unless,
the government loves you.
if there is an unless, then the job got done.
Listen, listen, all I know is he's got fucking more shows now. You notice when they interviewed him, he didn't even say nothing about the woman and his family. They had the question they had, how are you feeling, Alex? You just murdered somebody. What kind of question? How are you doing? How am I doing? What about the family? How am I doing? How am I doing? None. What about the family?
He's got a show. He's got a new show. There's a new show on Netflix I just saw.
Yeah, he's fucking got his fiddle out.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
I actually clicked on it because I
crazy?
thought it was a
Nah.
documentary. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, it's a
Listen,
documentary.
I don't even want to fucking talk about that
Dude,
jerk
it's
off.
fluff.
Nah, fuck him.
It's fluff.
First of all, anybody, I know you're looking at it, curiosity, and even that, you're like, but the real actual people that are really like, oh, I gotta see what this is about. That's the ones I'm afraid of. Those motherfuckers that believe that, oh, that's so poor, oh my God.
Yeah,
He
because
killed
like
that woman. I feel
Yeah.
so bad for him.
for him,
Not the family.
for him.
I feel so bad for you. You killed that woman and you got away with it. Oh my God, I feel so bad for you. What?
Yeah,
What's the fucking
yeah.
family? I feel like Joe Pesci. What's about the fucking family? you with the fucking gun. You don't want to fucking shoot.
I feel like there's unfortunately, I feel like there's more of those than we think. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of them
Well,
out there.
but is there in this day and age? There's no live ammo. The Crow? Who's the last time that happened? Right? The Crow. You're the horror guy. We like the horror shit.
There was
Right?
a story.
I mean,
right?
when was the last time? Besides Rick Morrow, who got his head chopped off
Oh, the
filming
helicopter.
Twilight Zone back in 1982.
There was
You
a
know,
guy.
yeah. We had 3 shootings on set last week. You should have been there. It was great.
No, there was a guy.
You
who,
know, like,
check this out though. He didn't have live ammo in the gun. He had blanks in the gun, but he was fucking around. He put it to his head, pulled the trigger, and he still killed himself because there's still pressure. Like you could, that shit will still fucking kill
what was
you.
that from?
I don't remember.
That was the
It was a
Crow?
while- There wasn't the Crow. The Crow was real live ammo. You know, Brendan.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you put it to your temple and that's like somebody going next to you with like a fucking mallet pressure.
Yes.
Cracking you. You could fucking die, no doubt.
That was the last.
Even
one
though it's
I
not
heard
a
of.
piercing, that's not like a real piercing. Well, that's like, not equivalent to, but like if you got cracked with a sledgehammer on the jaw, a brick fell on one of the set builders. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't like you got shot. Somebody was like, pulled the gun out, was like, yo, brah.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, look at this, that, boom. And the pressure
It killed him.
fucking killed him, in his temple, yeah. I
So,
mean,
Paul,
that's a freak accident.
What the
Sure,
so
shoot.
let me let me say so I had asked you to be on the podcast like a year ago. So I want to apologize for my procrastination. That's number 1. And then I want to thank you for jumping on. That's number 2. And it's always good to talk to you. But it has been a minute, so
Go
like
back a ways.
besides the move, like what's going on with you? How you been? What's going on? Family, what's in the works, if anything, life.
Oh, well, obviously the move, the Brooklyn Dream. I also got a project coming out with Tony Slippers, Jerry X.
I know Tony. I know Jerry.
G Fella, and Big Left. It's called the Five Families. We're on it. We're all
That's gonna
We
be
did
dope.
like I think it's an EP, small, short album. I'm not sure what they fucking call it nowadays, but that should be coming out. The song "Now You Can't Leave" should be out very soon. I got to hit up Slippers and Jerry to find out what's what with that. But I did a bunch of verses before I left Brooklyn at Jerry's house. That should be coming out.
Shout out Slippers and Jerry, good dudes.
Yeah, Jerry X, Slippers, my man
I don't
Tony
know the
Slippers
other
is out
guys.
there. He's out there with Ezak and them. But yeah,
I
they're
don't know
good
the other
guys.
though.
If you like those guys, you'll like the other guys.
Apple
So, but
Music,
it's hip hop
Spotify,
shit.
right?
I'm pretty sure it's going to be on all that. Yeah.
All right,
Pretty
take
sure
a
it's
look
gonna
at
be
it
on
now.
all
The
that
Five
shit.
Families. How did you guys hook up now? I mean, you guys don't know each other from like the scene or whatever, right? Neighborhoods, maybe.
Yeah, you know. Sure. Just from the music, from everybody, through just from fucking obviously just from Lords of Brooklyn alone, and then I'm always out there and about back, especially when I lived there. I would always go and hang out and do shit. We were doing the Dead Rabbits, me and Scotty Edge at Bar 13, I think it was. Maybe 2014, and Jerry X was performing on, but he was playing with his hardcore band, and he's like, "Yo, I want to do a song." I'm like, "Yeah, all right, whatever." I'm not thinking. Then I watched his set; it was dope, and I'm thinking, like, all right, I don't see how. I didn't think he rapped, but obviously he did. So
He's good,
He came
too.
to the crib not too long. Yeah, he came to the crib. Oh, he's great. He came to the crib not long after that. Brought the studio to the crib, and I was like, all right. I didn't want to really. I was like, all right. To get to it, I was working and shit at the time to get to the studio, and it was really like you gotta fucking shuffle shit around. But he was like, nah, fuck that, I'll come to the crib. I was like, even better, come, ta 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 ta. And he came through. We knocked out like 2 or 3 songs, and then we started doing the Brooklyn Murder Club or whatever.
Yo, let me tell you
Then,
that Brooklyn Murder Club. I got that shit on my phone, right? So I always play my shit on shuffle. Everything's on shuffle all the time. So that fucking one of those Brooklyn Murder Club songs comes on. You have one of my favorite lines. I don't remember what led up to it or was after it, but you said, "I'll throw you in a stick of bushes." I don't remember what came before it, but I just remember that part.
Yeah, right. We used to play that, right? We used to do it in the Bush Club. The
Dude,
Bush Club.
You couldn't. You want to walk on the outside at all times. You walk on the
Right, 'cause
inside.
if you're walking by the bushes, you're getting fucking checked. Hip checked. You're getting straight arms into there. It's happening.
You don't
So
want to
you-
fuck with them stick of bushes, bro.
Yeah, fucking. I gotta remember what that. I haven't listened to that in a fucking long time. I gotta check that out now.
Throw
Jerry,
you
you
in
gotta
the
send that
stick
to
of
me.
bushes.
What-
I love
fucking
that
throw you
little
in the
line.
bush.
man.
I'll put you in the Bush Club. I think I said some shit like that. I
So
had
we
a
gotta-
bunch of shit like we used to say, roofed it. I take your fucking CD. I'll fucking
Yeah,
roof it.
fucking roof it. Yeah, I remember that shit.
This thing fucking sucks. Get the fuck out of here.
Yo, I actually did that. I was at a record store one time, right? And the guy, I was wearing a shirt. It's probably like sick of it all, agnostic front shirts. The guy was like, "Yo, you got to check this out." The guy selling, the guy behind the counter. He slides over a cassette, almost like we're making a deal. He's like, "You listen to this."
Right.
It was Life of Agony, right? River Runs Red. So I put it in the car. I'm driving. I'm like, "Yo, what the?" I threw that shit right out the fucking window, bro. It was so, I hated it so much. I threw it. I chucked that shit. I think it skipped on the concrete like a fucking rock on water.
Was that the one when they started trying to go like power pop punk?
Nah, it
fucking
was the first
like-
one.
That was their first one. That was the self with the. I thought it was self-titled. The first one.
Well, it might have been
What's
the
the one
first.
with
Like,
the little kids sitting down? They were like trying to go for that big time
I don't
crossover
know.
market.
Like I said, after the first 3 songs,
Yeah.
I chucked that shit out the window. That shit skipped down the fucking street.
You skipped it down the fire. You skimmed it.
Yeah.
How many sketches did it?
4. It was
How many
amazing.
times? How many did you get out of this?
I got 4,
like
bro.
17 out of it. I got one. That's a big, not for nothing. That's big in the sketch world, for sure.
Yo,
Yeah,
speaking of that, it was snowing the other day, right? And I wanted to go sketching.
It's snowing go every half hour up here.
I wanted to go fucking
It's
sketching.
like snowing one other day. Today we had sun.
You think I'm too old to go sketching, bro?
Never.
And the
Sketching
fucking
was
breaking
the
the
best.
ankle.
Although back in New York now, I don't know. Fucking those streets got
Fucked.
potholes the size of fucking 3-foot pools. So you go
Yeah, for real.
skitching in there, you're gonna break more than
Yeah.
a fucking bone.
I'm gonna
too.
twist my knee, break an ankle. I think next time it
Yeah.
snows, I'm gonna have my girl sketch me around.
Yeah, here's the thing. Now, I still keep an eye on the city, right? Of course, it's so much easier and fun. It's much more fun to watch the fucking fire from your lovely cozy home, right?
Yeah.
I still keep tabs, but it's like fucking night and day. Like it snows here all the time. I'm so used to it. I love it. I don't mind because it's a different head. Like I don't have to worry about alternate side parking. I got the fucking 2-car garage. I don't have to worry about snowing. I'm so far in my property, ain't nobody coming on my property and falling down. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like so. When it snows, it's not a problem. Like in the city, forget. I have to find out are they going to cancel alternate side?
Right,
What
yeah.
side am I going to park on? Because the plow's going to come, and I don't want to have to get fucking
They're gonna block
caked
you
in,
in.
and then I
Yeah.
got to wait 3 days for the shit to thaw out, and then I got to dig out, and then God forbid I got to work. I got to keep constantly taking the train. I'm going to kill somebody if I get on one more fucking ride. There's none of that. The snow's like,
great.
yeah, sure, let it happen. As long as you get
fucking
shit
great, man.
done out of the way, because they're on top of it up here. Like they plow shit. It's
They
like
have to be though.
that's how you survive. Exactly. There's no, we're getting overtime and we're going to just fucking lamp out, which is all good. All my guys, DSNY, get that money. But, like, where it matters most, not to say it doesn't matter there, but you got transportation, you got more than a million ways to get around. Up here, there's only one way, and that's the road. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So you don't clear that shit, nothing gets in, nothing moves, nothing. You know? So
you actually
and they're
can
on
enjoy
top
it.
of it. Yeah. Bottom line, definitely. This winter was a breeze. You know what I'm saying? Really
Yeah.
didn't have to get around much. And when I did, because I drive in for the show, every time I made it with no problems whatsoever. It's a nice drive in, nice drive up. So
let me
far,
tell
so good.
for the people on the West Coast or for people in warmer climates, what we used to do when we were kids when it snowed, if a car would drive by, you'd like sneak behind it, grab onto the bumper, and then you kind of ski down the block. So that was skitching. That's what that was, and it was a lot of fun.
Well, yeah. You know how many times I've seen people get fucking thrashed? I got thrashed myself.
Yeah,
But that was part of
It's
that's
part
the
of it.
thrill of it.
it's part of it.
Right. But if you get a really good you get a good block that has it that wasn't really properly fucking cleared, you'll be
Yeah.
flying. You'll be
Yeah.
fucking like and it's a good ride. You'll be really fucking It's when you hit that dry patch,
Oh yeah.
that's when things get sketchy.
I feel like the
That's when it
kids
gets
now
sketchy. You're going
kids
down.
don't do that, right? Kids don't do that shit now, do they? I haven't seen that at all.
I don't think they don't come out. No
They
kids
don't even
hang
go
out. I haven't
outside.
seen kids hanging out. No. Last I remember, the past 10 years living in New York, in Brooklyn, nah, I haven't seen kids hang out. It used to be, bro, corners. You had different corners of kids hanging out. You had different candy stores where people hung out. You know what I mean? You don't go into that candy store, they all hang out there. Or you could go here. Or, these kids don't like these kids. But
Yeah.
everybody was outside, as they say. The kids like to say, yo, we outside. No, we really were outside. Like,
Yeah.
I remember my mother telling me, don't you got somewhere to be? Go play in traffic. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
get out of the house. What do you, like, being home was like, what do you do? What are you sick? Like, what are you doing home? What
Exactly.
do you, like, the last thing you wanted to be was home. I'm feeling I'm missing out. What's going on? The street's going on. I got to get to their park or whatever, get to this kid's house. There's 3 bikes. I know who's there. You know what I'm saying? Or you
gotta
run
hit
into
the
somebody
spots.
that you didn't really hang out with. Right. You got to hit the spot, see where everybody's at. Or you run into that kid that you didn't really hang out with, but he knew what you were talking about. Yo, did you see so-and-so? Yeah, they were here, I don't know, about a half hour ago, but they left. Which way did they go? That way. Oh, they're probably going to the park. All right,
Exactly.
later.
Yeah.
Not come hang out. I want to know where they are. You know what? All right, I'll see you later. Thanks for the info. But
And I bet you
that's how we
everybody
communicated.
everybody in our age range has that same story. about that one
Absolutely.
dude. If you're looking for your crew, you're looking for you see that one guy. Oh, have you seen this guy? This guy, oh, he's over there. Oh, if they're going in that direction, they must be going here, or whatever the case may be. Or you go to the spots
Right.
like out here on Long Island, right?
Right.
When we were, it was like we had this one 7-Eleven we would hang out in front of. So like that was the first place I would go. If they're not there, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'd have to
Right.
find
Something's
somebody.
going on.
who
Somebody's in
saw
trouble.
somebody.
You didn't fucking tell me.
Yeah.
And someone's getting a beating behind that. You didn't tell me? All right, we'll see. I'll fix your fucking wagon.
Yeah,
But yeah, that was it. And like you said,
miss
it
that
went
shit.
in that direction. Oh, so the schoolyard was that way. Or they went in that direction. The other park by the golf course is that way, you know?
Yeah.
And sometimes you got there too late.
And it just is what it is. I hate to go back. I mean, everyone talks about, the good old days and how we were out there, we were rough, and people, we played hard, we fought, riding our bikes over fucking everything, building ramps, playing fucking touch tackle football, all that shit goes back. But that truly is, we might be the last people who did that. I don't know.
Probably. Or maybe, yeah. Because you're a little bit younger than me, and so I'd say probably maybe 2 or 3 years older than me to like 10 years down. So anyway, I'd say within a 15, let's make it even, right? In a 15-year span from, I'd say, between me, you, your brother, everybody we know, inside of 10, 15 years. We were the last, for sure.
It's kind of
But
sad.
there were things that we did that the older kids didn't really do either, though. Well, those sketching is kind of like that was like a rite of passage.
Around the block
And
tag, so
speaking
much
of
fun.
snow, yeah, manhunt, roofing. But like you said, back back in my day when it snowed, we played tackle football.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Two-hand touch during regular day, but when there was snow, you could tackle.
There was
because
nothing
you
better.
get tackled in a snowbank, right? Or you're out in the field and it's snow. You're in snow. You're gonna soften the blow a little bit. We used to play tackle on grass. Then when it's snowing on top of the grass, forget it. It's like fucking ESPN clip type fucking.
It's a license
crazy
to
shit.
murder.
Jumping. Exactly. Dirty hits, low, high. It was wrestling in the snow. That was that. I'm surprised nobody got their fucking neck broke. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Suplexes off the car into a snowbank.
Pile drivers, suplexes. I did so many figure fours in my day. I'm surprised nobody fucking broke their
I
kneecaps.
did so many Boston crabs. They were coming out of my fucking ears.
I look like a fucking crab.
Those Boston crabs you gave me last night were delicious. Let me tell you something.
And a Boston crab. So, all right, I got something. All right, so you're an upstate guy now. All right. I mean, you'll always be a Brooklyn guy.
So yeah, I'm up there. Oh, there's another going to be doing Paisan Con in May, on May 9th and 10th.
What the fuck is
I gotta
this?
check on my Instagram. I'll say, yeah, you got to come down and check it out. It's like
Some real grease bullshit.
It's like they whacked him. It said they didn't want to talk about it. It's a real grease bullshit. You can only come if you speak Italian. Let's see. You can't be Bades. There's no Bades allowed. Nah, my man Nicky Petito's involved with it. He plays Danny Aiello. One of the best Danny Aiello, Tony Soprano. He's a sick impressionist, bro. He's fucking hilarious.
How do you
He's a
do
great
a
dude.
Danny Aiello?
And
because Danny Aiello's just like a regular guy.
he knows that. Mook, I gotta say, man, he's the fuck. Now that's what I beat, Frankie.
That's pretty good.
Turn that music off.
That's actually pretty good. Now. I see it. I see it.
No, he does that. You guys, he's incredible. Mookie, let me tell you something. You got to come down to the Brooklyn Pop, Mookie. He's great. Now that's what I beat. He does 29th Street, and he's great. I don't want to hold him. He's great, but he does. Like when people say I do De Niro, he does fucking Danny Aiello fucking to the T.
Yo, I used to hang out with this dude, right? I used to hang out with this dude. His name was Ray Aiello, right? So he was, they were Italian family. You go into his house, which was we never went in his house. Like, every kid had their apartments, their houses. I had an apartment. There was
You would go to the house. You would have to wait outside.
this is
You would go to
also
You had to wait outside.
also. Let's say the only time I went in there was to use the fucking bathroom. So he had one room in his house
And that's
that
it.
was untouched. This one room was unfucking touched. Everything plastic,
In
plastic
plastic,
runners,
ensconced in plastic. Yeah, sure.
ensconced in plastic,
was
and
big.
a big picture of Danny Aiello. It was his cousin or some shit.
Of that cocksucking Danny Aiello. He's hanging on the wall, Mookie.
It was like the Danny Aiello room. I swear to God, it had a big picture of Danny Aiello,
You
and
like
no
the
one went in
room?
there.
It's a nice room, Frankie. You see this room? This room, I built that fucking room with my bare fucking hands.
It's not bad, Paulie.
You see that room, Frankie? Nah, listen, Nicky's the man when it comes to Danny Aiello, but he does the Paisan Con. He runs it. There's going to be a lot of Federico Castellucci will be there, Furio from The Sopranos, David Preval, me, Mr. Caves. We're going to be bigging up the whole Brooklyn. Because, obviously I'm half Sicilian. It's like, it's not like a fucking Gabagool Con where it's like, you got to be, it's just a celebration for people that are Italian or have Italian heritage. And it's Fred Rubino, the comics going to be. There's going to be a lot of other comics. It's like a whole thing. Don Caprio, he's got a movie with Louis Lombardi called The Director's Cut. They're going to be playing that.
I saw the trailer for that. That
It's
looks
a horror
pretty good.
movie.
Yeah,
You saw the trailer, right?
It looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the kid Don Cap. He's involved. That's his film. I'm going to check that out. I'm excited to see that. As a matter of fact, there's going to be a lot of good dudes coming by there. Okay, I got it on my. I'll send you all the invites and whatnot.
I'm
it's
half
pretty
Mexican,
back
so they
in
won't
May.
let me in. They won't
Yeah,
let me
no,
in.
you can come in, but you got to do the dishes before you go. So you can hang out for a little bit. You can meet the guys, but then we then we need you in the back.
I gotta empty the
Like,
garbage.
yo, Mike, Miguel, oh, vieni qua, a cucina. Come on, andiamo.
This is open to the public, obviously.
Yeah,
right?
bro, but
It's a convention.
yeah, it's you can get your tickets at the door. It's like a con. Yeah, it's a Paisan con. Obviously, it's like it's like a chiller. It's like all of that shit. I don't know. I'm kind of new to this whole kind of thing, and my man Nicky, he's a good kid, so I'll support whatever he does. But like as far as like I know Joe D'Onofrio does a lot of those things, but he's got more of a legit. I was a fucking stickball extra in Bronx Tale. You know what I'm saying? Like. But I see there's people that really, I'm Lords of Brooklyn before, I'm known a lot more for that than,
Yeah.
being in the Bronx. Although, for some reason that Bronx Tale thing just keeps coming back and back, that scene, he's got it in his scrapbook that De Niro gave him. And that picture that they use of me, the one where you see the police barricades in the back with the 50s cars, the 60s cars, that was at St. Joseph's, I believe, in Astoria, Queens. That angle is not the angle that prints in the movie. So they had his photographers on, all throughout the set taking flicks. And that one, for some reason, it's a dope pic. It's like he's all in full fucking swing. He's got his fucking DiMaggio swing. I'm like, because that's what we would do. We did that all day long, bro. Like 4 or 5 hours. We did that scene over and over to get every possible angle. They use my voice. Chaz, we'll talk about that later, but
He's back on Broadway now with that show. He's back doing that show now.
Yo, my wife and I, we went and saw his 1,000th performance at the St. George in Staten Island. Bro, it was incredible. I remember I had the script before it even came out, back in 1992 when I was going up for Part of C. So I read the whole thing, and the movie came out, but I didn't know at the time that was basically his one-man act, in 3 acts for like 90 minutes he did it, or something like that, close to like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And I read that shit back in 92, and it was the exact on camera. Few things different here and there. Like I had dialogue, when we were doing the stickball scene. I did a bunch of stand-in on top of that. But for the most part, it was 90, and then, it was his stories. So now, after seeing all of that, 30 years later, 28 years later, 29 years later, we saw, my wife and I, we saw him do it live on stage in the St. George Theater, which is beautiful, by the way, architecturally. bro, it was just like watching the movie, but almost better because you felt like you were hanging out with him. And the way that they got it timed, and he does all the like he's a master on stage with like the way he's telling the story and the way that he syncs with the light work, bro, so incredible. Like that was like another level for me when I saw it. Like, yo, I want to be involved in doing shit like that because it's like we're rapping, you know. Like I was always a big freestyle battle guy, fucking 100 years ago. So that's where I kind of learned. It's like how actors would say theater. Like, I'm all about improv and doing it, boom, making shit up right there, you know, or learning kind of a script that you go off of like a jazz musician. He knows the tune, but he knows it so well he could fucking play with notes here and there.
Yeah.
And you would never even know if you didn't know that thing, you know what I mean? Fucking note for note. So seeing him do that, I'm like, yo, I want to do shit like that.
I saw that
Bro,
show back in,
like,
I think I saw it in 08. It was, I think, before my kids were born. So it's probably like 07, 08 back then. So I didn't know he was still doing. So when I heard he was still doing it 15 years later and it's still fucking good, I think that's crazy. He must love it.
Yo,
he must love doing that shit.
Better than ever. Yeah, you could tell he's got such a hand. He could do it in his sleep. You could just tell. He's got it so fucking down.
How you
doing on time? You all right? You got?
Yeah. I got a I'm just gonna grab another non-alcoholic.
What time's the wrestling?
Thank you.
Yeah, they're good, those ones.
That's my girl Lauren behind me. I don't know if you saw her, but I'm actually
Hi, Lauren.
I'm smoking a fake cigarette and drinking fake beer. This is where I'm at.
What we come to. I got some birch beer in here, so we're having a couple of beers. They just don't have any alcohol in it.
Is it a boiling?
Birch beer. You know what I do with that? No, it's a Polar. That's the brand they got up here. I don't know. It's probably right for chemicals, but like, you know what? I was an alcoholic for most of my life, so I think I could deal with a little fucking birch beer.
So the fucking boiling red birch is so fucking good. Cheers, fucking birch beer.
I seen the brand. I know that bitch. Salud to the birch beer.
Salud,
to the beers. Having a couple of beers like gentlemen. PaisanCon. Come down May 9th and 10th in Rutherford, New Jersey. Come check out Paulie Nugent. Paul Nugent works at Instagram. Check that out. That's an open page, or you can check me at Paulie Nugent on Instagram. That's a private. You got to sign out a waiver when you follow me. I need to know last four of your social. I need to know how many kids you have. If you have any kids, I want to know why you're following me. Or you just lurking. They got the other page that you can lurk. I got a lurker page. Then I got like my garden. I call my private page my garden. So when you come on my garden, when you come on my garden, you do what I say. God damn it. This is my garden. I grew it with these bare fucking hands, Nikki.
You know who that sounds? That sounds like what is Dominic Chianese?
I'm available for voice acting work too.
Uncle June. That sounds like Uncle Junior. Who was that? Who were you just doing?
What is this, Mother May I? I was doing Danny Aiello. It was actually Danny Jr.
I got the big casino, Tony.
It was Danny Jr. Yeah. What the fuck is this, Mother May I? What are you talking about, Tony?
I've been farting in the same couch cushion, Tony.
We know each other since Moses was in short pants.
That guy.
The kid that used to run around and breaking balls.
He was so fucking good.
He's still alive, bro. Dominic Chianese.
I know he's 137.
He's got to be in his 90s, bro.
Yeah.
He's got to be pushing 138.
Dude, he was in Godfather 2. He looked old.
Chinan. He was 100 in Godfather 2. Exactly. He was old when he was born. You kidding me? He came out the womb. He asked for a cigarette and a Denobili.
I'm going to put you on the spot before I let you go, and we have to do another one because I'm sorry I'm pressed for time, but we have to do another one.
Yeah, let's check in. Yeah, don't worry. We'll do like a monthly check-in.
I'm going to put you on the spot, bro. Give me your top 5 mob movies.
Top 5 mob movies. Is there even 5 that really, I mean.
That's why it's so tough.
I say Goodfellas.
No, this is in order now?
Yeah, in no particular. You got to do order?
No, because I just fucking threw it out there. Don't do an order. And no particular order. Give me like your top 5.
I'd have to go right now off the top of my dome. Goodfellas, State of Grace, Godfather 2.
Wait. I gotta stop you.
Bronx Tale.
State of Grace. That's a good pick, bro. Not a lot of people know about that one.
And it's Patty's month. And I'm half a Patty, so we got to give it up to the Patties for that one. Well, let me tell you, that was a great movie. It was loosely based off of the Westies, right?
Yeah.
A book by T.J. English called Paddywhacked, I believe it was. It was something, or was the Westies or something. The director, Phil Journeau, he was a Frenchman. You know they used Ennio Morricone's in the beginning of that whole trailer, and a lot of the soundtrack was used in other movies. I'm like, that fucking sounds so familiar.
The Morricone and the State of Grace?
It's not the right. Yeah, he did the sound. There was something that one of his soundtracks was like able to be used for public domain or something like that. It was some loophole they found, and they used it. Yeah. I got on the next one we do. I'll have that little bit more of that.
Good pick, though, bro. That's a good pick.
But yeah. Because I'm trying to think, like, Goodfellas pretty much is the top of the, I don't care. Even though I've seen it a million times, beat to death, it's still pretty good. And coming from Dyker Heights, bro, and that life, was just, it was second nature. That's why when I watch it, it almost looks like, I don't want to say be corny, be like, oh, home movies, but like, it's almost like watching a home movie in a sense. Especially like the little things that Scorsese does when he'll have a montage of photographs. Now, coming from you in my day, we used to have junk drawers full of photos, right? There was always like some books of them, but they were always destroyed. Maybe the ones in my house, because they were all a bunch of fucking morons. But that's for another fucking time. I still have a bunch of them. But, you know what I'm saying? There would be the ones that there was a lot in it, and you could see the glue was fucking ripped off.
I hate the glue, bro.
There used to be pictures on this page.
I got so many old black and white pictures.
So they could charge you money is all it was about.
It's in a book on a black page glued to the fucking page.
Yeah, there was that black glue and that it was really like, you could tell at one point it was nice. And then 6 kids somehow came along over 25 years.
Yeah.
And it's just whatever's left. Who took some, the ones that were ripped, who scribbled on them when they were a baby, niece, a nephew, right? So those little things that Scorsese would do and put in those montage scenes, or them on vacation and newborns, and then they would flash to a montage of birthday parties, and like how many times when they're doing happy birthday, you could tell it's in the scene and everybody's there. Aunts, uncles, we've all been in that. And if you haven't, I feel bad for you. You had a shitty childhood. Yeah. Because that scene really resonates, whether I was at a cousin's party, it was my birthday party, it was a big deal. Yeah. It made you feel nice, like a kid, It's like, oh, happy birthday. You're like, oh, shit, this is for me.
My uncle
it's that shit. It's the little details that will always be for me. Goodfellas top number 1.
Push my face right in the cake.
You had a rockin' and rollin' uncle.
I was fucking traumatized.
Right. And they said, come on, wait a minute. What are you crying for? I give you something to cry. You better toughen this fucking kid up. He's crying. I fucking whitewashed him in the cake and he's crying. You believe this?
Gotta toughen this kid up.
That's where we come from. Exactly. Wasted 8 fucking aprons on this kid. But that's what that shit was like. Those are my uncles. And what are you crying for? I'll give you something. I'll give you really good. And now you look back and, you're like, shit was tough. Times were tough, bro. You know what I mean?
That's what makes us.
They had a lot of reasons to be pissed. Right, exactly. This new shit, we'll save that for the next episode, but
yeah, we got
to talk about what happened to these fucking kids, bro. We definitely touched on it. They don't hang out no more. That's part of it. Because hanging out, you get to learn what life is about. You get to know how far you can go with your mouth. You know what I'm saying? You get to see who's who.
You got to scrap.
Who keeps their word, who don't.
Got to scrap. Got to get.
You got to scrap. You got to scrap. Even if you get your ass kicked, that's all right. We all get our fucking asses kicked sooner or later. But you give them too. You know what I mean? You get enough. And people don't realize they coddle like the bully. No. The way you go after the bully, whether you lose or not. Because guess what? Next time he doesn't want to scrap, really. He wants to go and fucking be scrap free.
You're doing the next guy a favor.
Unless you scrap him enough times, you get better at it. You start kicking his ass, and you start sending him on guys that you want to abuse.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
All right, so let's. We got.
What are you watching tonight before we go?
I'm watching wrestling. We got.
All right, we got Goodfellas.
Yeah.
All right. My man Johnny Cray, he's a big wrestling guy. He got me back into it. But I won't say back into it because I'm from the old days. But I'm slowly getting there, seeing what this new school shit's about.
I got into it.
But I know guys like you and him. Oh, yeah? But back to the mob shit. Obviously, Goodfellas, State of Grace, Godfather 2, because even though Godfather 1 is classic, and in some way, it seems like it's a different movie. I mean, it is, but I like Godfather 2 better, right? That's top 3. Brown's Tale, for obvious reasons. But what's even the 5th? What could be considered a real mob movie? Donnie Brasco? I don't really think Donnie Brasco. It's a good mob movie.
I don't
but
like
I wouldn't
that
put
movie.
that up there. I wouldn't put that up there.
You know what I like? And I like this one more than Casino. I mean, Goodfellas. Casino.
But Casino's I don't look. It's Casino road trip to Vegas, to Atlantic City, because we're on the East Coast.
I like Casino.
And if you look at it, I love Casino. You kidding me? I love it. I quote Casino up there with as many times as I quoted Goodfellas. Because there were so many good. I think Scorsese had so much left over that he couldn't jam in to fucking almost 3 hours with Goodfellas.
Yeah.
And all of that runoff, he just basically crafted it around the Lefty Rosenthal story. Because if you look at all those guys involved in there, Scorsese is a master at this. He takes a bunch of different things and he ties them together.
Yeah.
Like even in Goodfellas, I read Wise Guy by Nicholas Pileggi, and it was a series of depictions from the time that Henry Hill was talking about. Like they weren't like I was just talking about, they're over each other's house, and that didn't really happen like that. Like all three of them, Pesci, Hill, and fucking De Niro, like they weren't buddies like that. From what I understand, how it was told to me after the fact, years after.
Yeah.
But Scorsese has to make a movie, and just like what he did with Gangs of New York. Gangs of New York is a book like this. You know what I mean? I remember being on tour with Lords of Brooklyn. Scotty Edge had it. He brought it on the road, and I was reading it. I only got through like that much of it on the road. He took all those different stories in different time periods, and he made it a story, that kind of, with the Gangs of New York, it spanned a bit, in 20, 25 years. But he does the same thing with Goodfellas, too. It started in the 50s, right? And it ended in the early 80s.
Sometimes you got to put characters together, too. Like, you got to take, 3 or 4 guys and make them one.
It makes it better. It's kind of like how I think when they say, truth is stranger than fiction, because, the fiction part of it, you can make up anything, and it could be believable. Whereas the actual way it went down is really nothing to, really nothing to. It's so much more romanticized told by this way. Like the way that the arc of Goodfellas. It starts off, it's great, it's glamorous, they're young, it's so fun, the money's flowing, the respect is there, so it's a rise. Then it gets when you take that roller coaster drive down. Yeah, and that's cocaine, bro.
Just look at
I remember seeing it before I even did cocaine, and I didn't understand it, but I understood it was a part of what was going on around me.
Yeah.
But then after being an older man and going through the cocaine thing, and then watching it, not a kid, you've been through that, you partied a bit, you boozed and drugged it up, a little. Most kids, they use that time when they go to college. Me, I was in the music business. Right? But after looking at that coke scene now, knowing what I know, I'm like, holy shit, it takes it to another level. It's like, wow, look at it. And then it goes back to Scorsese's public about it. He had a major problem.
His eyes are bloodshot. His hair's messed up. He's
that
paranoid.
That is the quintessential. Scorsese captured cocaine use. And not just like the beginning. The beginning cocaine use is like the beginning of Goodfellas. It's fun, and you're dancing, and you're talking, and you love it. But then you get to that part where it's just ugly. When he does that blast, and you see the fucking thing, bro, and it's everybody that's ever been there. No, they're like,
Yeah.
holy. I remember back when I was a kid before that, watching older cats that I know, or in the family watching that, they totally saw it on a different level than I did. It was
Yeah.
up until years later I saw what they were seeing. Like, and look, it's fucking 35 years. We're still talking about it.
It's a great
Like it
flick.
came
One
out
of the
yesterday.
best movies
You know
of
what I
all
mean?
time. I can watch it
I would have
anytime
to
it's
say
on.
that. Forget about the 5. There's only one, I think. And 35 years, it's definitely stood the test of time. When you want to say the best mob movie, it's Goodfellas.
Is it
There's
the
no
most
more,
quotable movie of all
There's
time?
no more list. Could be. I noticed the most use of the word fuck in it. There's like 178. Oh no, more than that. Like 200 and some references to the word
Yeah.
ass. No,
It's a lot.
I don't even think there's a 5. I don't think there's 5. There's only one. It's Goodfellas, and State of Grace was great, and
You're not
Bronx
putting
Tale was
Godfather in
great,
there.
but it was still kind of like not really because of 2. So 2, by adding 2, it cancels 1 because you could look at it as 2 is just the extension of 1. So it's really, when I say 2, it's for both of them, Godfather 1 and 2. But most people are like, well, you can't do that. That's 2 and 3. What's the next? What's 4? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
nah, I'll just go with Godfather 2 as but people would ask that question. You're right. What about Godfather 1? So what I say to that is my chess move is I'm gonna say that it's 1. It's the Godhead. It's the one. It's like the Holy Spirit. You got Godfather 1 and 2, although 3 doesn't even make sense. So
Nah.
1 and 2 is 1.
Artie
1 and
Lang.
2 makes 1. We're gonna do
Artie Lang had
Steiner
a great joke. Artie
Artie
Lang used
Lang,
to say,
the best.
he'd be like, yeah, the Godfather trilogy. You watch 1 and 2 and do Coco for 3.
he definitely had that joke was spawned out of reality. He's done that. He's like, this is a great joke. Why did I write it down? He's like, let me write it down now before I forget, and my nose fucking implodes. It's some glass.
Yo, so thanks,
Bring
man.
back
Thanks for
Artie's
doing the show,
nose.
bro. I thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike.
Sorry I had a hard out.
No worries, bro. We're gonna do more of these.
Yeah, now that you got the
No,
video,
that's all right.
Congratulations.
I got
on
the video.
move.
Plus, I'm gonna sort that out with my laptop. Thank you very much, my brother. Appreciate it. Can't wait to have you up here when it gets nice and fucking
Fuck yeah.
warm.
Can I
And
bring
the
my
deck is
weapons?
up. Fishing, bro. Bring your weapons. Bring your shoes. Bring your glasses. So you
Should I
have
bring
them.
my shoes, my
Bring,
glasses?
bring everyone.
Sue everyone.
Bring your shoes. Bring your glasses. We're at 3578th Street.
All right, Paulie.
That's
Thank
what we
you.
got to do in the next episode. What happened to the Jerky Boys? Thank you, Mike. I'll see you later on the next one.
All right, later.
Peace.